Hey guys, so today's video is an educational toy gift guide. So these are educational toys that we have loved in our home or things I have found for the kids this year that are just a little bit different than what you kind of find when you're searching for educational toys. I think that a lot of times we are giving gifts to families like as a whole or to kids who have everything and you just want to give them something educational, or even if you just really want to be a good steward with your money and buy something that's valuable and to both the parents and the kids, educational toys are always my favorite. I almost just accidentally gravitate toward educational toys even when like we're shopping for, say, an Angel Tree Child or a Toys for Tots thing or a gift exchange. I always end up getting something that involves learning. I just can't help it, but I love when toys serve multiple purposes. So I'm going to share a few things here. I'm also going to do an educational toy gift guide on my blog that will have other things besides just what I have to show you here. So after this video is over, make sure you pop on over to my blog. I'll put a link in the description box below and see what else I have found, what else is maybe on my wish list for the kids that we don't have yet. So before I get started, you guys know that one of my favorite companies is Explurn. That is a company that we found at the homeschooling convention this year, and Annabeth loves their wooden toys. I'm so excited because they are offering you guys, once again, 50% off their entire store, including sale items, except for their tracing boards. So that's up to 60% off when you combine it with other things that they have on sale right now. So the code for that is FTWL50, I believe, but check the description box below for that as well. That is only going to be available for just a few days. So if you're interested in getting your kids high quality wooden educational toys, be sure to check them out in the description box below. And as you can see here, they have so many great options for kids of all ages, not just for babies, but Annabeth happens to be their biggest fan. So the first things I'm going to show you are just a couple of stocking stuffer ideas, educational stocking stuffer ideas. The first thing is this Canoodle, a caboodle of brain teasing puzzles. This has been, I've had this in my sights for a couple of years now for the kids, or maybe just last year and this year, but I finally got it for my older two this year. You will see this on my stocking stuffer gift guide in about a week or so, but I'm glad that I found this. And all these little logic games and little puzzles, anything handheld that's not electronic, I'm a big fan of. Next I have these books from Usborne. There's trivia books and secret codes books and logic books and math books, and I love these books. So the kids all got one of these in their stocking. These are really cool, and these are only $5.99, so that's a great deal. And then I know that I mentioned this yesterday or the day before, I can't remember the order of my videos, but these scrunch maps are super cool, especially if you have a kid who is like a traveler or who loves geography. These are super, super cool. Basically, it's a full-size map that scrunches down into this size bag, so if you want a map in your house, you don't have to hang it up on your wall and have this brightly colored map all over the place. So this is a really great gift, and it folds up really nice and tiny as well and fits perfectly in a stocking. Next, I have some gift ideas for kids who are really into coding or programming. So I have Snap Circuits Jr. This is a gift for my 7-year-old this year. I think he's really gonna enjoy this. They can create how many different, 30 parts in here to create how many? Over 100 puzzles. So that's amazing. 100 projects. That's amazing, and I'm excited to see how he enjoys this. Anybody who has Snap Circuits, anybody who I know who recommends them, their kids are gaga for them. So if you guys have these in your house, let me know in the comments below if your kids are big fans. This, by the way, is just the starter kit. There are so many other kits and options available online. Next is this Botley. I have wanted this, and like I said in my gift, what I got my kids for Christmas video, I finally convinced one of my kids to want it as well. They have had this coding mouse game for a while, and so I thought that Botley would be the next step up from this. So this is a coding robot. It looks really fun. They have accessory kits where they can build even more obstacle courses for him. This is a really great gift, especially if you're giving a gift to, say, a family with kids from like 5 to 10, and you don't want to buy 4 $20 things. This right now is only $52 on Amazon, so that would be a great gift and a great use of money. I mentioned this coding mouse. This is also from Learning Resources. This was a really fun set for my kids. This thing has just recently died. As you can see, it doesn't even have batteries in it. I'm gonna repurchase the actual mouse. You can purchase the mouse without having to repurchase the whole set, but they have used this for like 2 years now, and they really, really love this set. And then I also have these books. These are from Usborne. So there's Coding for Beginners Using Scratch, and then there's my first computer coding book, Using Scratch Junior. So the My First is really for younger kids, and you can download an app where they can do the coding within the app. And then this Coding for Beginners Using Scratch is for kids who are just a little bit older. So I got them both for my kids because they really have no experience coding on the computer or on a phone or iPad. So I got them both for them so they kind of seem to be right in between the ages for both of those books. Moving on from the programming and coding side of things over to the STEM style toys. You guys know that we love things like play sticks and the domino set and the Gears toys. And so I'm gonna show you a few things that you probably have seen already. The first is this wooden domino run. This was probably one of the very first educational toys I bought for our homeschool, and it's still here and it's still a big favorite. My kids still play with this at least once a week. So this is basically just a set of dominoes, and the kids will set up courses. If we're learning about something in history, they'll set up a domino run and they'll tell me the story of how this is all a part of the fall of Rome or whatever. So that's a really fun thing to have. It's also something that keeps them engaged if you want to put on Audible or if you're reading aloud to them. It's quiet while they're building it. It's only loud for a minute when it falls down. Another thing is Magformers. You guys, I know I talk about these all the time, but I think that's because this is probably my kids, all of my kids from 1.5 years old all the way up to my almost 10-year-old. This is their favorite thing to go for. So we have had the same one set of Magformers for a couple of years now. So for Christmas, I invested in this, the Carnival set. I think they're ready for some different shapes and different pieces that they didn't have in their other set already. And this comes with a couple of little characters. They can build some different carnival rides. So I got them that, but there's dinosaurs, there's some Magformer sets for little kids, there's car sets, all sorts of sets. So make sure you check those out. And then I haven't showed this, I don't think, since last year. This is a wooden maze. A wooden marble run, I'm sorry. And this has been a huge hit as well for my kids. I love that it's not a bunch of plastic pieces, it's just these wooden blocks. So this has been a big hit in our house. And another one that they can all do together, so they don't necessarily have to fight over it. They can either build 2 or 3 smaller separate marble runs, or one big marble run together and pull our chairs and our furniture out and build it all over that. So those are some of my favorite STEM style learning toys. And then I'm sure everyone's favorite are educational games. And so I showed this in my homeschool favorites just last month. It's this United States Geography Bingo. This was much different than just the typical 25, B-I-N-G-O, yeah, the 25 bingo slots. For this one, they have to fill their card with about 14 different pieces, and they are just different cross sections of the US. So they're learning all the states in that one general area instead of having everything segmented. I think one of the hardest parts about learning geography is that sometimes you learn things about individual states and you don't learn their relation to one another, their relationship with one another. And so this is a great way to encourage them to learn geography. I got a space here. This Buy It Right game is so much fun for the kids. And like I've said before, my 4-year-old, well, he's 5 now, has played this with them this whole year. This is something where he might not necessarily be able to do the subtraction, but he can do the addition, or he can make the decisions as far as what he wants to spend his money on. And my older kids are doing things like making change or trying to figure out the best use of their money. This is a great family game, so I highly recommend this game. Still, our current favorite family game is this, Into the Forest. This is a really great game as well, especially if your kids like things like Pokemon. So this is a really cool nature game where the animals, more of the carnivorous animals, say, or the predators are not worth as many points, but they can eat more cards and they can win more points. But then things like herbs and grass are worth much higher points. They're learning about things like decomposers and just the food chain in general. And my kids have learned much more from this game than they did with some of our nature studies and nature walks. So I love that game. This game looked really fun. I didn't show this in my gift, what we got our kids for Christmas video, because I hadn't ordered it yet at the time that we filmed that video. But this was a deal of the day just the other day, so I got it. This looks like a really great game to pass the time, but also keep their minds engaged. So this is a Rubik's Race. I love any sort of logic games like that. So those are the games I had to share. And then you guys know how much I love books. So I'm gonna share a few book gift ideas. First of all, if you have a child who loves classic literature, this Puffin and Bloom collection is so beautiful. So Bella has read these books and she just keeps them on her dresser in her room because it's just really pretty. She hasn't reread them yet, but hopefully that will encourage her to reread them later as she's able to comprehend a little bit more. So this has a Little Princess, Heidi, Anne of Green Gables, and Little Women. So this is a really beautiful set of books and a great gift. There's also another set that's similar but for toddlers, and it is called, oh, what is it called? I think it's called the Baby Lit collection. So it takes all these classic books and turns them into like counting books or learning their colors. So I'm gonna link that below as well. Make sure you pop on over to my blog because I'll share a picture of it over there. If I were to pick one type of Usborne book that is my all-time favorite, it is our Lift the Flap math books. And I said us because I'm an Usborne consultant, but I had nothing to do with creating the book. So we have this, Lift the Flap, adding and subtracting, and it is so engaging. I wish I could find my daughter's times tables book because that has a game in the back and all sorts of stuff, and they love these books. And it has helped her so much with her times tables. They also have the fractions and division and the periodic table. There is, so yeah, here is the addition and subtraction. I have this telling the time, like any sort of math concept that your child may be struggling with or just may not be interested in, or if you want to teach it to them in a way that's relatable and not just on black and white paper. This is a really great book and it's very high quality, and there's like a million flaps to lift. So this is a great option. And then here's the Lift the Flap First Math, which is really great for preschoolers. I love these Academy activity books. So there's this Vet Academy. There's also Entrepreneur Academy. There is it Doctor? I don't remember which one it is. There's Scientist Academy. There are so many different Academy books. These are very, they're definitely for older kids. I would say at least 7 and up, although I would almost say the perfect range for this is maybe like 10 years old. So these are really well done. And these are great options if you're looking for a gift for a child who definitely has some pretty established interests, but you want a workbook or an activity book that's not just a little kid or a doodling type of activity book. I love the Shine a Light books. These are great too. So if you have a kid who's interested in trains or construction or the hospital or anything along those lines, these are books where you shine a flashlight behind the book and a picture shines through. So this would be great if you wanted to give it as a gift with a book light for nighttime. And then if you have kids, like I said, who are super interested in geography, I recommend this book, The 50 States, and also this book, State Capitals. Now this is an Usborne book. This is not an Usborne book. This is definitely a coffee table book, one that you would want to keep out all the time, not just use for school. I'm trying to not be too clunky here as I whack myself in the head with this. But these books are really interesting and they are filled with facts that you wouldn't find in a traditional geography textbook. So I highly recommend this book as well. And then State Capitals goes through just that, the state capitals. So these are really great options, really great educational book ideas. Beyond that, if you are interested in giving a gift but you don't have time to get it shipped to you and then wrap it and then ship it to someone else, there are a few subscription options that I think are really great options. So number one, KiwiCo, Kiwi Crate, Tinker Crate, Doodle Crate, they now also have an Atlas Crate, which is a geography monthly shipment. That looks amazing. I'm gonna put a discount code in the description box for your first month, getting it for under $10 basically. The other subscription is an Usborne subscription, so that is $100. It's 3 months of that includes the shipping, 3 months of Usborne books shipped by age range, and they're all books that you don't have to worry about already owning because they're going to be the new release books, so no worries about that. And then the last thing is, I love Let's Play School. Let's Play School is, her name's Chelsea. She's on Instagram. Go check her out for sure. She's super inspirational if you have younger kids. She does a monthly book club subscription, so I would highly recommend that as well, but you can only purchase it on the 12th of each month, and then she sends you a new PDF on the 12th of each month. That is for kids ages preschool through 1st grade, and I have gotten that and used it for my preschooler, but I've also used it for my niece when she's over. She is in 1st grade, and it is a really great, really fun book club. And then the very last thing, which would be a great family gift, is a gift subscription to Audible, which we use all the time. And when I first got it, I'm like, well, we're just gonna try it out. I don't know how we ever did read-alouds. Well, we basically didn't always do read-alouds without a gift subscription to, or without a subscription to Audible. So those are some of my top picks for educational gifts in 2018. Like I said, there is a link in the description box for some more additional gift ideas. My kids are almost 2, 5, 7, and 9.5, so I am going to have other gift ideas for kids who are younger than 2, kids who are older than 10 on that blog post, so make sure you check that out. And thank you again to Explurn for offering my subscribers 50% off their entire website, and I will see you guys soon. Let me know what some of your favorite educational gifts are. See you later.